Hi, this is Tina with Rehatch Designs, and I'm here with a flip through of my latest journal. This is a big one, so grab a cup of coffee and sit back and relax, and we'll flip through it. This is kind of my Valentine's romantic journal. It's not overtly Valentine's, but it does have a few hearts here and there in it. This is a 6x9 journal, and the spine is around 2 inches, but it's a soft cover journal made with fabric, but it does have some scrapbook paper, lined on the inside, and it has a file folder in the middle to give it a little bit of structure, but it's very squishy, and it can deal with the fact that it is chunky, very chunky. It is loaded. Anyway, the outside, like I said, is fabric, and the inside of the cover is made with scrapbook paper, but in between it has a file folder. This was made with a old blouse that I cut up, the lace, and it had this trim on the bottom of it, and I just incorporated it in there. It has 2 antique doilies, one on the back and then one on the front, and they're sewn in on the lace. And then on top of that, there is a piece of cardstock cut out with some dictionary paper and more cardstock, and some more music paper, and just some little decorations here and there. There's a little heart with an antique button. It says Tales of Us, and these are 2 little antique buttons, and it's got some little pearls up here. It's got a little butterfly with a little heart on it. It also, on top of the lace, it has this mesh that's embroidered, and each one of the little flowers has a little pearl in it on the back and the front. There's some on the front also, all the way through it. And that's sitting on top of the antique doilies and the other lace. It also has this little flower here. This is a fabric flower with some little bling and a few little pearls and a bling. And then it's got another fabric flower right here with a little bling on it. There's some little pearls at the end of this little picture. It has several layers of lace on top with some eyelash trim, and a couple layers of lace on the bottom with some eyelash trim. It also has an antique doily underneath this little flower. The signatures there's 2 signatures. They're sewn in, and they're hidden behind some lace. And as you can see, like I said, it's very, very chunky. It has an eyelet here in the back that holds this tassel. And the tassel is made with different kinds of laces and ribbon and things. And then there's this beautiful little heart that's attached to it also. And that can be detached or just put up like that, so it comes off. There's also a hat pin with some hearts and pearls on it over here, and that can come out also. You don't have to leave that in there. The closure is sewn onto the doilies and the cover on each side, and it is a satin ribbon with lace sewn on it in a few places. So that is the closure in the outside. The inside has all kinds of little goodies, and that's why it is so chunky. It has 120 pages approximately, so it does lay completely flat, so I mean, you can journal in it. But it is extremely chunky. It's got a lot of stuff in it, but a ton of room for journaling also. So let's go ahead and get in it. When you first go in, you've got a library card that says this book belongs to, and it's put in there, and there's some other ephemera in here, and then this is decorated with the library pocket. Let me move that out of the way there. This is just a card that was made of a bride and groom. When I did this, in my mind, I was making a journal that I wanted it to look like something you would have found in Grandma's attic. I wanted to make sure that it looked kind of things that were collected, you know, that didn't necessarily all match, but just things that were collected over time. There is lace on a lot of the pages. Okay, this is just a card that was made. I'm just going to leave out some of these as we go. And then these are just some ephemera. This was just a card that was made from a collage page, and then there's a little medallion with some bling on it, and this is just an envelope folded over to make a pocket. On this side, this is some Sears and Roebuck catalog, you know, just showing some silver that possibly they got for their wedding gift or something. And this is just an old piece of correspondence that I thought looked good in here, with a little pocket with lace on it. There is a lot of stenciling on coffee dyed paper throughout the book. There's just another journaling card that was made again with the collage paper that's just placed on this really pretty page. This is just a card that shows like a Valentine's. Like I said, it does have some Valentine's references, but it's not overtly, you know, Valentine's in it, with the little card inside. And then this is just a little tuck that was made here with a cluster. There is paper in here, and this paper has been dyed with food coloring. So this pink paper. Usually, most of the pages have been stenciled a little bit if there's not something on it. This is just a decorated envelope, and it has just a little butterfly with a heart on it. And then it just has a receipt from the Grand Hotel in there. I quit putting that stuff in there. This is just a library pocket that has some sari silk bow up there. It's got an envelope with something in it, and then another little teeny tiny envelope, and it has a little ticket in there, and then another little journaling card. I don't remember exactly how that in there. There are tabs, and the tabs have lace and little antique buttons on them, so those are all scattered throughout. This is just a doily with a cluster on it. This is a altered playing card that has been put into just a little tuck of lace. There is different pages. This is just manila paper that's stenciled. This is coffee dyed paper that's stenciled. Let's see. Lace, coffee dyed. This is just another cluster with a couple of tags in it. Coffee dyed paper. And as you can see, there's just a lot of room for journaling, and all those pages have been stenciled or stamped. This is an envelope in the middle of the signature with a receipt. So the next page has just another cluster, a little postcard, another little envelope, and it has a little tag in it. This is another little cluster, and it has just a postcard for journaling. This is just a paper bag that's been glued onto the page, and then it's made to be like you're looking out with the little birds. And then inside is a tag that says "Follow Your Heart" with a paper flower that I made and a little heart doily. And then it has another tag inside it that says "My Grateful Heart." That's journaling on the back. And then this also has journaling on the back. So that fits in here. And then, like I said, there's lots of lace on a lot of the pages. This is just another little cluster with a postcard in it. Another little antique button. More journaling pages. This is just a heart that has been lined with some scrapbook paper. And on this side is just a journaling card that was made with the collage paper. There's just a little belly band. And on the other side is just a cluster with a picture on it. This is just another paper bag. And then I put some lace on here and made a little flip with this vellum that has writing on it and the lace. And then, of course, I embellished it with some eyelash trim and whatever. And on the inside is another tag. And then this tag was made with the collage paper, a medallion, and some cutouts. So that just goes in there. And this is on some parchment paper that it just feels really, really neat. And it has, this is a partial stamp of the Eiffel Tower. I figured that's good for journaling. Some more papers. This is another journaling tag, or just another tag that I made, and this is a paper napkin on there with three embossed, two butterflies and a dragonfly and some other things on there, and that's just put in a belly band right here. This is a flip up that was made with just some, scrap pieces of material and lace that we had. Has some little pearls on it. On the other side, this is cut out from the paper pad that I used. I used 2 different paper pads from the Paper Studio. And let's see, I cut this out. This is like a little fence with some roses. Put some lace on it and just some vines. And then this is just a weekly time card with a little cluster decorated on it and a bow on top. This is just some made to look like an old letter or something that they would have kept. This is just a receipt that would have been in there. And then this is just something from the old Sears and Roebuck catalog that I have that just shows the old Victrola. Would be a record player. So anyway, all that just goes back in there. So let's put that in there real quick. Okay, and then of course some more coffee dyed paper. Here we have a little patchwork pocket that I made, and that is, just sewn on the page. And then there's a journaling card here, another one here, a postcard, and that just fits in there. This is just a little tuck that I made with a journaling card, another little receipt that's been made to look old. This is a combination of a tuck, well, it's really kind of, I guess, a pocket, and then just almost a belly band, because you can go all the way through. This is just a very heavy-duty doily that came in a set. This is just a little journaling card, another little journal tag, and then I made this other tag with the collage with the Tim Holtz people, And that kind of fits behind, like kind of a belly band. And then this is just a little card with a cherub on it. That to me could be like a, you know, a Valentine's card or something, or anniversary card. In my mind, when I did this, I thought about this is a, you know, where you put things that you've collected over time. And anyway, this is a tag that I made with napkin and embossing and a little bit of paint and things. So that it just has Paris and the Eiffel Tower on it, and then another little thing that they might have collected, showing gold bands, wedding bands, and thimbles, which I thought was interesting. They were on the same page. And then another little receipt that you can use for journaling. And of course you can journal on the back of that card. Another little button, antique button that's on there. This is a little mini journal that I made, you know, again with the fabric kind of crazy quilt, and then some coffee dyed paper on the inside that's been made to look like a file folder and then put in a belly band. So anyway, this is a flip up that was made excuse me, just with a lot of different laces, and then some pearls, and this is a applique that I had, and just some buttons, and you just flip it up and there's some journaling. This is just a little tuck spot that was made with a cluster, a journaling card, and a receipt. This is just some vellum paper that has a little sticker on it that's been antiqued a little bit or distressed. Another stenciled coffee dyed paper with a antique button, and more of the manila paper with stenciling on it. This is just a little bit of stamping that I did, and it actually, I did it to where I knew it would go through on this paper, so you can see it on both. This is just some more coffee dyed paper that's been stenciled, pink paper. This is just a little envelope that I put on there that had a little journaling card on the back. And then it has an envelope on the other side that actually just tucks in and folds over. And then that has another receipt in it. So that goes there. This is just an envelope in the middle of the last signature, and it's held together by this flower. And then it has some receipts and paper in there, so you can write on that. And then it just goes like that. Another little tab with an antique button. This is just a card that I sewed in the signature. It has a little journaling card that I made that has a little heart on it and some pearls and roses. And it's just, this is just back with some really pretty paper from that same paper pad. And then there's a belly band. This is just a little tuck that I made, and it has another little teeny tiny envelope with something in it. Some more pink paper or coffee dyed stenciled paper. This is just a stamped image. This is just the masking type paper, very thin, and it goes through on the other end. Some more of the manila paper. This is another flip, and this just has some of the same lace that was used on the cover. And it's back with some pink and then some lace here. This is just another piece of vellum with this really pretty sticker put on there. This is another tuck, and this is just a guest check. And just another receipt. So that goes in there. Oops. Kind of sort of goes in there. Okay. This is just a glassine bag, a small one. And then this is just a tag that was made with the heart and some lace. And this was on the decoupage paper. It just fits right in there. Thought it went really well on this page. With this beautiful, this is really antique lace right here. It's so pretty. This is just a little flip over, so you can write under this. This is all just, you know, dictionary page and music page and whatever. And this is just a quote from Shakespeare. And there's journaling on the back of that. This is the manila paper, coffee dyed paper. It looks a little hair in there. I'm going to get that out of there. This is just a little thing that I made that's kind of a, it's got the little butterfly in it. And you open it up with this little string. And on the inside, you've got a little tag with a cherub in it. And then you've got a little thing that you can write notes down in it. And then, you know, just tie it up when you're done. So this is, yeah, next to last page. This has a glassine bag that comes out that was decorated and distressed. And it has this cutout with a flower and a little heart on there with some lace. And then it has this beautiful tag that has, you know, a lot of pink and some bling on it. And then it has like a little card with a little rose. With the, I thought this was really pretty and simple and nice that you could journal on. And then another little thing that has a sewing machine on it and a baby carriage on the other side. And then, and that's tucked in, was made with a little tuck with some lace right over here. I put a writing board in there so that when you're, you know, writing on this, that you can, if there's any bumpy parts or whatever, you can just, you know, put this underneath it. So anyway, that's in there, and that is just like a family garland on both sides, and you could certainly journal on this or do something with it if you want. And on the very last page, this is a vintage doily, and it has a little envelope that says marriage certificate, and it has just a little piece of paper in there that you could journal on. And then it has this tag that was made again with my decoupaged paper or collage paper, and a Tim Holtz, you know, person with some little pearls on there and some cutouts. And then just my handmade by Tina Williams. And that is it. That's the whole thing. So I hope you enjoyed it. A lot of this journal was made on my channel. You know, we did it bits and pieces of it. So if you want to check that out, you're certainly welcome to do that. So thank you, and you guys have a good day.